Whether you're doing it for yourself, your business, or a client, if you haven't done it before, then setting up a WordPress website can be very difficult. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to create a WordPress website from scratch using a timeless strategy that will work over and over again. I'm going to presume that you've never done this before, and we'll go through everything in step by step to give you a good understanding. So the first thing that we need is a domain name. So this is your www.yourdomain.com. So if we go ahead and open a new tab, let's go to one of my websites, which is podcastfast.com. When I say domain name, it means this, podcastfast.com, that is my domain name. And the place that I recommend you buy it from is from GoDaddy. You can go through my affiliate link, pelt.co/GoDaddy, and I absolutely appreciate that. Alternatively, go ahead and search in Google GoDaddy coupons or something like that. And generally you can find, 30% off, 99-cent domains at GoDaddy. So you can get cheap domains by searching that for your first domains. Searching for domains is easy. Finding a good one that is available is hard. So let's think of one, my website. Now this is almost certainly going to be taken. We can see that it's taken, but they're offering us some other options. You can go through and search this. You can also go ahead and go to their bulk domain search. We can search for a bunch of different things at once. Or if you go ahead and type in brand name generator, then this one from Shopify is really good. What you go ahead and do is you type in a keyword. So let's say our keyword is website, and it then brings up different domain names which is available, and you can go ahead and go through that. So that's step number one, buy a domain name. Now I already have a lot of domain names. There's actually a website, this one downsmash.com, that I want to set up, so I'll use that for the rest of the tutorial. The next step is to sign up for hosting, and this is where having a website can get a little bit confusing. So cue music. Here is the basics of how websites work and why you need hosting. This is you on your new flashy computer, and you want to go to google.com in order to search for the meaning of life. But in order to do that, you need to type in google.com into your web browser. Now the domain name google.com is just a domain name. It's not a website. So what happens is when you type in google.com, it then redirects you to a server farm, okay? This is where Google exists. This is where websites exist. They're in these huge computers that keep all of the information on the internet. So google.com says, okay, go to this particular server. That is where the website is kept. And on that server is google.com. So that server then pulls the correct web page and then sends it back to you in order to show it on your computer. So the domain name only exists to direct you to the server. The server only exists to hold the website and to deliver it to your computer. And effectively, your computer is downloading the website from the server each time you view it. That's hosting in a nutshell. And so what we need to do now is to get access to a server that we can go ahead and put our website on. So that's what I mean when I say hosting. It's the servers that we can host our website on, who then deliver it out to the world every time someone visits our website. So my recommendations for hosting are always changing. So simply go to pelt.co/hosting to see who I recommend as you're watching this. So as I'm recording, I recommend Namecheap at the moment. I find them very affordable, but also very good. And more specifically, we want to look at shared hosting, which is the cheapest version of hosting, which is the best place to start. So you can upgrade at any point. So I do suggest that you start with the cheapest package and you can move up if you find that it's not enough. So go ahead and sign up for hosting with Namecheap. And you should have already purchased a domain through GoDaddy. So then choose the option, use a domain I own from another registrar, and continue your sign up. Once we've purchased our hosting, the next step is to point our domain name to our hosting. Now remember how we talked about when someone types in a domain name, that domain name actually points to a server where the website is hosted? Well, in order to point your domain name to a server, that is done through a thing called name servers. So that is what we're going to change now. So in your welcome email, after you sign up for hosting, you should get details of what your name servers are. And there should be 2 name servers. You can see the 2 here. We now need to enter those in. So let's go back into GoDaddy, find our domain name. In this case, it's downsmash.com. And we need to click on this little arrow and then click Set Name Servers. We want to have custom name servers and then click Enter Custom Name Servers. Then we just go ahead and copy these name servers and then go ahead and paste them in. Click OK and then click Save. So we've now pointed our domain name to our hosting, but unfortunately this can take up to 24 to 48 hours to take effect. So if it doesn't happen automatically, don't worry. Sometimes you need to give it some time, but we can move on to our next steps anyway. Step number 4 is to download and upload the WordPress software. WordPress is a free open source software that allows you to create and customize any website. It has huge amounts of functions and a really easy to use backend once you understand how to use it. So what we need to do is go to wordpress.org and we need to download the latest version of WordPress. Go ahead and download the zip file. Now, once that's downloaded, we need to log into our control panel of our website. So again, in your welcome email, you should have cPanel access. So we can go ahead and click on that and log in. cPanel is kind of like the user interface to your server. You don't need to use it a lot, but we do need to use it in the beginning to set up our WordPress website. So to upload the WordPress software, we're going to find this file manager and open that up. It may ask you whether you want to go to public FTP or public HTML, etc. You want to go to public HTML. When you get started, there shouldn't be much in there. To upload WordPress, go ahead and click upload, then choose your zip file, find your version of WordPress and click open, and that will now upload the zip file. Once the upload is completed, you can just exit out of this page, go ahead and click reload, and we can now see it in here. We now want to extract that zip file. So click on it and just click extract, then click extract files. Should happen really quickly. Go ahead and hit reload again. And we can now see this WordPress folder here. So our website is now in this WordPress folder, but we don't want it in there because that would be ourdomain.com/WordPress. So let's go ahead and highlight everything, click the move file, and where it says /WordPress, go ahead and delete that and then click move file. If we click up one level, we can now see all of these files in our website, and this is the bones of WordPress. So we've now downloaded and uploaded the WordPress software. We now need to create a database. So cue music again for how WordPress works with the database. So we have our WordPress website, which is the framework that our website is built on, but we also need a database to store that data. So WordPress will store data in a database called MySQL, and it will then pull from that data in order to display things on the website. So we now actually need to set up the MySQL database so it can interact with WordPress and WordPress can store information in this database. So that's what we're going to do now. So let's go ahead and create our database. Back in cPanel here, we're going to scroll down and we want to look for the databases section, and we're going to click on MySQL databases. So before we create a new database, we actually need to create a user who can access that database. So I'm going to create the user DS. And we can see I've successfully created that user. Click go back. I'm now going to create a database for my website. So I'm going to call this database Downsmash because that's what my website is called. Click on create database and the database is now created. And we now need to add the user to that database. So scroll down and where it says add user to database, we want the user DS we just created with the database Downsmash. Go ahead and click add. And we want to give them all privileges and click make changes. And that's how we create a database. So we're actually almost finished. We now need to just add those database details into the WP config file. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So let's click on the home button and go back into cPanel. We want to go back to the file manager. And in our website here, we're going to see this WP config sample file. The first thing we need to do is actually rename that file and get rid of the sample at the end. So it should be wp-config.php. Let's go ahead and rename that. We now need to edit it. So let's go ahead and click on the code editor and then just click edit. Now this may not make sense to you, but don't be overwhelmed because there's actually only 3 things that we need to edit: the database name, the username, and the password. So I'm going to leave this open, and in another tab, I'm going to go back to the MySQL databases, and I'm going to find my Downsmash database here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the database name, and where it says database name here, I'm going to go ahead and paste that in. Where it says DB user or database user, we're actually going to go ahead and copy this username here. And then where it says username here, we'll go ahead and paste it in. The last thing to do is to enter the password. And this is the password you created when you added a new user. So I'm going to go ahead and enter in that password there. We then go ahead and click save, and success, that is now saved. We can exit out of it. So our last and final step is the final WordPress setup. So to do this, we want to go to our domain, which in this case was downsmash.com, and we want to go /wp-admin and click enter. That will now bring up the final setup process, so go ahead and check your language. If for any reason the install page didn't show, you might need to wait that 24 to 48 hours for the name servers to work properly. And then enter some details. So the site name is going to be Downsmash. Choose your username and your password and enter in your email address. Do not, I repeat, do not click this discourage search engines from indexing this site unless you really want the search engines not finding your website. So don't click that unless you really, really want it. Then go ahead and click install WordPress. Okay, so success, WordPress has been installed. So that's now done. If I now go to downsmash.com, we can see that this website is now live. I can log in with the details I just chose by going to downsmash.com/wp-admin. I can go ahead and log in. This is now the back end of your website. Now, changing content, making it look different is a tutorial for another day. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and add a new post saying welcome and thanks for watching my tutorial. I'll go ahead and click publish that. And if I go back to downsmash.com, we can then see my welcome post here. So we can see the website is definitely working. And that completes our final WordPress setup. So that's exactly how to create a WordPress website from scratch using a timeless strategy. I've been using this strategy since 2006. It's been working for over 10 years and it hasn't really changed in that period of time. Thanks so much for watching. Please take time to subscribe to the channel for future tutorials, or have a look at some of our previous videos by clicking one of the video options below.